So today, my intention was when you leave, I want you to feel like you are like a beggar or pauper who just found a jewel in your pocket. That's what my aim. So we need to move on quickly, but we're going to continue to contemplate that. So as I said, whatever you brought here, something brought here, right? That spark or whatever brought here, that's enough motivator to move deeper and deeper. So I was talking about, kind of joking about the 2% fat milk, Dharma light versus real Dharma. So how we can bring this Dharma light to the real Dharma, from the depth. So in order to do that, there are two things we need to work on. One is this real deep understanding, which hopefully we can do through this course, deep understanding, and also this emotional resistance. Each of us has this kind of habitual emotional resistance. So see if we can work with that too, and melt, perhaps relax about it a little more open-minded, and see how that's good. So this is like an expedition. I laid out, even I put this picture of the street or the path, but actually this is not the path. In a sense, it's more like expedition or go deeper and deeper, like a digging into the real source of the gold, who you are. So that's how Lamrim teaching start with this so-called precious human life. So what do you think about this one? Of course, you might have a lot about this kind of teaching. What makes your life precious? What's your life special about? Without any judgment. So again, I have to emphasize, without any judgment. Compared to, for example, your sister, brother, or your neighbors, what makes your life so special? And then, of course, compared to animals, what makes your human life special? Those kind of contemplation. Of course, we can talk lots about based on the classical teaching, but I just want to go over the questions. See if we can rest on that, contemplate on that, really appreciate your life present. Thing is that we take it for granted. Usually we focus on what's not going well. So I want you to really reflect on that and appreciate what life presents. So first one is, are you free from unfortunate states? Which means like not in a state of animals, for example, or great severe sufferings, great hunger and thirst. Are you free from it? Check. Then how do you feel about it? If you were born in that sort of state, like in the middle of Africa or something, no drink, and worry about the food on the table, you are completely free from that, no? I'm going to go a little bit quickly, but I want you to continue to contemplate on this until you really feel the appreciation, grateful. Are your sense and mental faculties healthy and complete? Your mind and body healthy enough, no? Even we have aches and this and that, but it's healthy enough to be here, to listen to teaching, to explore your own mind. What to be like if your mind is not functioning? There are so many people like that, psychosis and so forth, or dementia. And third one is, do you live at the time when the Buddha has appeared and given teaching? So this particular era we are living when Buddha gave a teaching, and still this teaching is available, authentic teaching passed down from generation to generation, genuine, authentic teaching. There are so many eras in the past. Buddha's teaching was not available. And also in the future, who knows, after 100 years may not exist, pure form But for now, we have this. We have authentic lineage. We have authentic teachings available. How do you feel about that? And also we have a religious freedom, no? There are so many places where there is no freedom in terms of what you believe. We have that freedom, precious, no? Then number 4 is, have you committed a severe crime? You can say in the traditional, they talk about the 5 heinous actions, 5 things: killing one's father, mother, arhat, drawing blood from the Buddha's body, or causing a schism in the Sangha. So none of us here haven't done that. Gonna move on. 5. This one's so special. I feel each of you here so special about this particular qualities you have. Are you naturally interested in spiritual practice? Do you have an instinctive belief in things worthy of respect, like compassion and love, wisdom? This kind of feeling, intuitive feeling brought you here, no? There are so many people who doesn't have, even they are living next door to Dharma Center. Even one click, they can join this kind of online teaching. But they don't have an inclination, but we have. Even your family members, they're not interested in. But we are. How precious. This curiosity, faith. Then 6, I should move on. Do you have a supportive group, supportive circle of like-minded people, spiritual friend, who encourage your practice and who act as a good example, the object of inspiration, something like that? Or do you access to the internet communities? What to be like if you don't have a supported group? You are completely isolated in the world. Even you have inclinations or rest of these qualities you have. But if you lack even one of these quality lacks, for example, no supporting group or no teachers, difficult, no? In terms of this journey I'm talking about. Then number 7, do you have material conditions for practice, such as food, clothes, and so forth? No? Health. You don't need to worry about the food for next day or today, even lunch. But not all the people are like that at all. But we are. Then finally 8, do you have access to a qualified spiritual guide who can guide you along the correct path? Very difficult to gain realization if you follow the wrong path or the unauthentic path. So right now, just even quickly I mentioned those 8 things. All of them you have. Even lack one of them, difficult. So now I want you to just let go of this writing or whatever. Just take a moment to just feel into your body. Whatever we discussed today in this session, very quickly, but at least we kind of touch the surface of this vast expanse of what the life, your life, particular life present to you. You have everything, no, to make this life meaningful, to make your mind become Dharma. Let you feel like a beggar who just won the lottery. Allowed yourself to be joyful and enthusiastic about everything you have going for you in your life. So we're going to see it. So that's what we do usually after analytical, a little bit of contemplation, conceptual mind involved. In the end, as a conclusion, we're going to rest in the shamatha. Rest in that energy, this feeling of appreciation or amazement and awe and wonder of how fortunate, how possible I got that sort of feeling, joy, and resting that she did. And then make a determination to make use of this opportunity. So this week, until next time we meet, next time we're gonna go into this opportunity is finite, death and impermanent. So, but before that, I really want you to appreciate, just enjoy, and really share this realization into your grain, into your mind stream. You're like a beggar who just found a jewel.